Hello everyone, good morning. I should have did that before I pressed record, but good morning. I'm coming to you today, another car chronicles because I'm always in my car. I'm coming to you today with a video about getting through the interview process as a respiratory therapist. This was a video recommendation from one of my subscribers named Jewel Herndon. Hi Jewel. Thank you for your recommendation. So that's what we're going to be doing today. There really is only 3 parts that I feel like go into doing really, really good in an interview. Okay. It's going to be preparedness. That is huge. It's probably 60% of doing good in an interview. Preparedness, confidence, and looking the part. Okay. I feel like just those 3 basic things to doing good in an interview. I've had a couple interviews. We all know. I'm gonna say we both know, but we all know. I work at some really good hospitals. At this point, if you follow me on Instagram, then you know where I work. Let's just be real. If you follow me on Instagram, you know where I work because it's on there. That is a little bit more of Instagram is like personal. I have personal shit on there, and I have posted way back when I did get hired this whole you know posts about me getting hired at the places where I got hired at. So at this point, you guys know where I work. I work at really good hospitals, and I feel like I killed the interviews. Let's be real. I'm just really confident on that. I feel like I killed the interviews. So I had an interview at Stanford as well, like I said, and then I got hired at some other place. But as far as like this interview shit, I don't really feel like there's much to it besides those 3 things. Again, being prepared, confidence, and looking the part. So let's talk about being prepared. Being prepared, as I said, is a huge, huge percentage of doing well in an interview. Simply because if you're prepared, you stumble less, you're more confident, and you sound well spoken, more educated, and you're able to answer things in a way and put sentences together and have transitions into different points way better than if you were just coming up with it on the spot, right? Right. So what I did in order to prepare for my interviews was straight across the board, not hospital specific, but I went on Google and I simply typed in respiratory therapist interview questions, and I clicked on almost every link that I saw for the first page in Google, and I just wrote down questions, possible questions. I typed in I searched up the most common respiratory therapist questions. I found some good stuff there. And I wrote down questions that I liked, questions that were different, questions that I thought I might be asked. I wrote down questions like that. I got a little bit more specific as to search up new grad respiratory therapist interview questions, and what I found, and what also I found to be true doing my actual interviews, was that being a new grad, employers focus more on personality based questions. They understand that your competence level or your clinical exposure might be minimal, so they don't really ask you clinical things like if this happened, or this and this problem and this and that. They're really not going to ask you that, but they're asking you about yourself. They're asking you, they're trying to make sure, can you fit in with the squad, that you already have. My phone is ringing, so it's gonna just have to ring. They're asking you questions to figure out, is this person, I'll just wait. Sorry, it's ringing. But they're asking you questions, trying to figure out, is this person coachable? Can this person take constructive criticism? Like I said, will they fit in with the rest of the team that we have here? They're trying to figure out who you are, what makes you tick, what's most important to you, your values. They just want to know who you are. If you have a bit more experience, that's when you get ClinSims, damn near. You get a whole ClinSim as an interview question, or you're being given tests to see, what's this AA gradient, having to figure that out, or figure out this by the PF ratio that you calculate. What level of ARDS is this patient in? Mild, moderate, or severe? You start to get shit like that with more experience. Being a new grad, in a couple of different interviews, I was asked to interpret an ABG result, and if it was like hypoventilation or respiratory failure, what would you do to try to like intervene with that situation? If it's respiratory failure, the high CO2 and all that stuff, if the patient is awake and alert, I'm putting them on BiPAP. If the patient is a little bit more altered, a contraindication of putting people on BiPAP is they have to be able to take their mask on and off themselves. So it's like so you might need to intubate, but you don't if the patient's awake and alert. It's stuff like that you'll be able to put together with a little bit more experience. So, but blood gas results, interpreting them, what might you do if there were an issue with the blood gas. The next thing I did in order to prepare for an interview is I took the questions that I liked, the most common questions. I wrote them in a notebook. I don't have the notebook anymore because this was like 2 years ago, and I moved out of my apartment and I threw away a lot of stuff, so I don't have those questions anymore. And plus I ripped the pages out when I went on my interview so I can read them and look them over before my actual interview. So I really don't have that anymore. I definitely would show you guys, but I would, in my notebook, I would write a question, leave a bunch of space for my answer that I was going to write in, write another question, leave a bunch of space, flip the page, write a question, leave a bunch of space. About halfway down the page, write a question, leave a bunch of space. I had about 2 or 3 pages of questions with the wide open spaces. Okay, what I did was I thought about, so for example, a question that I had would be, why do you want to work here? They're going to ask you that. Okay, why should we choose you over the hundreds of other applicants that have applied? Okay, what are 3 things that you would say that you could improve on? Okay, what do you know about us? Stuff like that. So for the first question, why do you want to work here? I would somehow elaborate a really good answer and say, ever since I started respiratory therapy, my goal was to end up or work for a really good hospital. There's nothing better than the word of mouth and everything I've heard about this hospital. I don't even live out here, but being a student, I've heard so many great things about this hospital, and word of mouth is very powerful. I want to work somewhere where the name travels cities and rings bells, and and it's just prestigious, and somewhere where I can be really proud to work and just take a part in the life-changing medicine that takes place. Something like that. Who knows? And in my answers, if the case called for it, I'll literally write in LOL or ha ha ha, because I wanted to make sure to let my personality show and laugh, and everything's not that serious. It's an interview, you gotta lighten up. So I would say stuff like that. When it comes to why should we choose you over hundreds of other applicants? Honestly, because I feel like I'm a ray of light. Like, no, honestly, but I can take constructive criticism. I'll be on time. I'll do all of those things, and regardless of what's going on in my home situation, I can assure you that I'll come to work every day with a positive attitude, and I'll give the patients the best care that they deserve. I'll uphold our hospital's values, with everything that I do. And, I want you to know that my goal is to be a really good respiratory therapist. I'm not just doing this because it's getting me money. My heart's really in this. I really do want to make a difference in people's lives. And by adding me to your team, I feel like you'll be, acquiring a really good asset, somebody who's ambitious, somebody who wants to work their way up, to possibly a manager position, someone who wants to continue to build their education, to expose themselves to more, things. I'm eager, I'm hungry, I really want to work here. And if you hire me, I can promise you I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Something like that, okay? When they ask you things that you can improve on, possibly, I said time management because as a student, we got whole workloads, but at the end of the day, like, when you're new, you take a long ass time doing everything. So sometimes my first rounds that started at 7 will go all the way. I would just finish at like 10:30 when my second rounds had to start at 11. So it's like I would just be going and going and going. And now I figured out, not shortcuts, but I figured out how to just work quicker and do things so that I have more time to just sit and do nothing. So I had said like time management. I had said, things you need improvement on. I would be honest. As a student, the hospital sites that I had clinicals at, they didn't let us do ABGs, so I need more experience when it comes to ABGs. That wasn't the case for me. I actually was able to do ABGs and clinicals, but a lot of my coworkers didn't get to do ABGs during clinicals, so that could be something for improvement. Intubations, bronchoscopies. I would just really start stating things that you have low exposure to and that you would like to become better at. Or you can say, I would like to get better at managing a ventilator, or I would like to get better at understanding ventilator graphics, the loop forms and all that stuff. And, just that really is, things like that. I would say things that you need improvement on that really aren't a problem, that they know that they can teach you. Okay? I wouldn't say things like, I got a bad attitude, or, I be running late, or obviously that's a problem. But you just want to say areas that can be worked on, okay? Things that they know they can work with, that they can fix, and they can, be confident that they won't have any issue, building you and getting you up. So things like that. I definitely researched up the hospitals that I was applying to or have an interview at, because you want to read their mission statements so you can figure out what's important to that hospital, because you want to work that into your answers as of why do you want to work here. Because reading your mission statement, I learned that this is a value to this hospital. Coincidentally, this is a value of mine as well. I would want nothing more than to work at a hospital where the values and the mission is aligned, because it makes it that much more easier, whatever. But you want to do your research on the hospital, know if they're ranked in anything, know if they're good at anything, compliment the hospital, stuff like that. And like I said, be really sure to add your personality in there. I think that's all I have to say about being prepared. But when it comes to confidence is gonna be the next thing. You want to walk into an interview with your head held high, your chin up. You want to walk into an interview, you don't want your tail under your ass and you're like sticking your, you need to be confident, shake their hands, look them in the eye. Eye contact is very important. Smile. And in order for you to be confident, that's what leads me to my third one, is looking the part. You have to look your best to feel your best, and that exudes the confidence from you. So as far as looking the part, ladies, with our hair, let me just start by saying that I am a black woman, and look at my hair right now. Unfortunately, I wouldn't wear my hair like this in an interview. It's a sad day and age that we live in right now to where this shit is still a problem. But I didn't have any of this. I just wore my natural hair up in a bun. Okay, I feel like buns are just professional looking, dark hair, slick back, not too much of a distraction. But to my black women, I honestly wouldn't have any braids or cornrows. Oh my God, I don't want to get chewed out for saying that. It's not me, it's employers, okay? I totally embrace the natural, look at me, like I embrace that. It's just that you gotta sometimes play the part in getting what you want, and I don't want that to seem like I'm saying that I don't want you to be you, or I don't know. People are so mean on the internet. I don't want anybody to like chew me out for saying like I don't want you to be you. That's not what I'm saying, but these motherfuckers be racist sometimes, and they judge you, and you just don't want to be disqualified out of a decision because of your hair. Like, wear it out, natural, a weave, the braid thing. I don't know if I would do it. But besides the race thing, any woman, try to avoid the bright colors, blue, green, pink, whatever. Maybe tone it down, dye your hair for the interview. Again, you gotta play the part. For my fellas, you're definitely getting a lineup. You're definitely lining up that beard. You're not going looking all scraggly or nothing like that. Wear perfume, ladies. Wear cologne. Nothing too strong. Something pleasant. I like that Chance by Chanel. My patients be loving that. But I definitely think looking the part, keeping, eyebrows waxed, wear a little bit of makeup, nothing too, like, we're not going to the club and we are not in a drag show. Don't wear nothing crazy, like just some concealer, some bronzer, do your eyebrows, put some mascara on. Definitely would do that. If you have any tattoos, cover them, but also know that tattoos in this day and age, I work with doctors that have sleeves, and everybody is just younger, times are changing. A lot of people at the not the doctors, but the hospitals have tattoos, but again, we're in an interview process, we're trying to pass being judged. So cover tattoos, wear long sleeves. If you don't, then of course a short sleeve is okay. Anything on your neck, maybe get some concealer, some makeup to cover that up. But I definitely would go, with tattoos, try to keep them minimal. As far as clothing, I think we all know what is professional clothing wise. You want to wear something of that, what material is that? Like button up dress shirts. I don't know what material that is, but I had went to TJ Maxx and just bought some nice dress pants. They were tightly fitting, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to wear no loose suit pants, so I found some really good pants for a woman, nice dress shirt, and I wore a blazer because I think it was cold. Yeah, I had my interviews in October and November or whatever, so I had a blazer on. And as far as shoes, I had some kitty pumps on. I think they were this big, maybe 2-inch heels, or flats. You can wear flats, and that's really it. But you definitely want to look the part. You want to wake up, shower early, and then, okay, I'm adding a fourth one. Be on time. Maybe that has to do with being prepared, but be on time. Early. The earlier, the better, okay? Do not come in there 5 minutes before your interview. Be on time. 20 minutes early, 30 minutes early. We are up, we are prepared, we are ready. We want this job. Be on time, okay? Early. And that's really it. This video was 20 minutes long. Oh my god, I talk so much. I really got to work on getting my videos down. But it's a lot of valuable information in this video. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. What I'm gonna also do is I'm gonna, in the information, the link, whatever, the info box down below, I'm gonna put links to websites that I clicked on to get my interview questions, okay, to prepare. Although I don't have the paper, I can go ahead and I can at least do that. I can give you guys some links to stuff that might be helpful for that. Other than that, this was a long ass video, but I really do hope that you guys found it very informational and very helpful, as that is always my goal with you guys. If you have any questions, you already know, feel free to hit me up. I'll be here. Instagram link will be down below, and I'll talk to you later.